8:30 in the morning time on this Tuesday morning, June 17th, 2014. Tuesday morning, time now for Water Magician PJ Wiggins, the morning report. Tuesday morning, June 17th, 2014. Good morning to you all this lovely Tuesday morning. Current conditions at 8:30 a.m. in the morning time in North Massachusetts, 71 degrees with a partly skies, with humidity at 63%. Wind speed south about 7 miles per barometer, 3.07 inches, 2.58 degrees, and visibility of 10 miles. Alright, let's take a look at our radar scope. It shows a couple of bands of light rain, moderate bands, heavy rain around. And we'll zoom into the. And it shows little yellow bands, moderate bands of rain around Orleans and Rock Harbor, and on the outer Cape Cod, little patches of showery down for Brewster, South Brewster, and then for Chatham, and stretch it down for northeastern portions of Nantucket. And patches of rain showers off the southeastern Rhode Island coastline, and patches of rain showers by New London, and spotty rain showers by New Haven area, and our east central Long Island. And patches of rain showers off the New Jersey coastline here. Patches of rain showers in the east central portions of Maine, and patches of rain showers in eastern and western portions of Quebec, and a lot of showers and storms from western Quebec down from Ontario, down for eastern UP Michigan, down for northern Michigan, down for Lake Michigan, and patches of rain showers in western portions of Illinois, down in northern Missouri here, and southern Iowa, and spotty rain showers off the north coastal Florida, patches of rain showers in southern portions of Florida, and off the northern portions of Cuba. We got rain, sleet, and snow showers for northern Nevada, down to northwestern Utah, down for western portions of Wyoming, down for northern Idaho, down for western, central, and eastern portions of Montana, down for eastern portions of Wyoming, down for western portions of South Dakota, and patches of rain showers in northwestern Oregon, down for western Washington State, and patches of sleet and rain and snow showers southeastern portions of British Columbia, down rain showers in southern Alberta, down for southern Saskatchewan, patches of rain showers in east central portions of British Columbia. West Yellowstone, Montana. Good morning, 37 degrees, overcast skies. Alright, let's take a look at our satellite loop here, and it shows patches of clouds covering the coastal New England, stretching out of New York City down to New Jersey, and a batch of clouds from western Pennsylvania, stretching down to the Great Lakes, and stretching east from Minnesota down to Iowa, and a batch of clouds from North Dakota, stretching in Pacific Northwest, and stretching in Wyoming down to northern Utah, down to northern Nevada, and a batch of clouds covering a bunch of Texas and southern New Mexico, stretching the northern central portion of New Mexico here. Patches of clouds covering much of Florida, off the Florida, and a batch of clouds from British Columbia down from Alberta, Saskatchewan, and western Manitoba, and a batch of clouds from northeastern Ontario down from Quebec, and stretching down to Nova Scotia. Alright, let's take a look at our map situation here. Station for cold front from eastern California down to southern Nevada, then Utah down from Wyoming, and station front from Montana, stretching to South Dakota and Nebraska, and stretching down from northern Missouri, and a station from Illinois, and up into Michigan, and stops in Ontario, and another station from southern Minnesota down from Wisconsin, and a cold front from Ontario up into Quebec. Warm front from down from Quebec, and pink front from northwestern Quebec down from northeastern Ontario. And we got front body from western Kansas, and western Oklahoma, western Texas, and a front body from western Mexico, and a front body from the northern coast of California. And we got low pressure in southern Nevada, western Bajas of Mexico, and northern Wyoming, and Nebraska, and UP of Michigan, and northeastern Ontario down from northwestern Quebec. And high pressure in Colorado and New Mexico border, and southwestern Oregon and western Carolinas, and off the Virginias there. 67 degrees at temperature in Boston, 77 in Washington D.C., 75 in Atlanta, 81 in Miami, 78 in Brownsville, Texas, and Dallas, Texas, 77 in Kansas City, 78 in Chicago, 64 in Minneapolis, 55 in Denver, 63 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 50 in Salt Lake City, 40 in Great Falls, Montana, 50 in Seattle, 54 in San Francisco, and 62 out in Los Angeles. Let's take a look at our current conditions around the region. We got a 67 degree temperature reading for Boston, 69 for Pittsburgh, 64 for Bedford, it's 69 in Beverly, 65 in Gloucester, 65 in Worcester, 67 in Sturbridge, and in Milford, 71 in Webster, 67 in Norwood, 71 in Taunton, 63 in Marshfield, 69 in Bedford, 68 in Falmouth, 62 in Chatham, 63 in Provincetown, 63 in Cape Cod Bay, and 62 in Boston Harbor, 66 in Marshfield, 65 in Nantucket. It's 66 in Blackout, 68 in Wesley, 70 in Warwick, 66 in Springfield, 63 in Norris, 66 out in Greenfield and in Pittsfield, 66 in Northampton, 71 in Albany, 68 in Maine, Vermont, 64 in Keita, Jeffrey, New Hampshire, 66 in Concord, New Hampshire, 65 in Manchester, New Hampshire, 69 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 73 in Possibility, New Hampshire, 62 in New Hampshire Bay, 69 in Windsor, 69 in Harvard, 68 in Meriden, 64 in Waterbury, 66 in Denbury, 67 in New Haven, 69 in Bridgeport. It is 71 in New York, 70 in Islington, 67 in Montauk. Alright, let's take a lot of forecast discussion in New England there. Around the country, showers and thunderstorms expected for the Plains Valley over the next few days. And expect to continue over the Dover Rockies. A cluster of ongoing showers and thunderstorms keep moving eastward toward the Mississippi Valley and Great Lakes region. These storms will have produced severe storms expected to weaken as Tuesday goes on and will decrease in coverage. It'll continue to follow surface low associated with a front boundary that is triggering these storms. This low will move across the Great Lakes and Canada by Tuesday night. However, the aforementioned boundary has slow moving warm front will be draped across the upper Midwest Ohio Valley and will fire off even more convection. These showers and thunderstorms linger up front Wednesday and Thursday, this likely to some possible flash flood conditions. That's even up a level low. Moving across the intermountain west will continue to states where trek ever so slowly toward the plains, along with a service storm will send some along the northern Rockies that stays put for several days and with the force in place. And until this provide a focal point for activity, will generate continuous convection across the Rockies and the high plains for the next few days. And every rate expected across these regions with such persistent activity, this could lead to a possible flash flood and possible flood in the air. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will connect the dry line in Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma during the afternoon, early evening hours the next few days. And Florida and parts of the Gulf Coast going to be expect terrain-driven thunderstorms, and the most coverage will likely be in South Central Florida during the late afternoon hours of both Tuesday and Wednesday. Alright, let's take a lot of forecast discussion in New England there, and it shows a warm front will move across New England this morning. Warm and humid weather that moves in the region during the day, and isolated showers may affect the New England front sunrise and over here if showers and thunderstorms may move across the New England lake tonight with the third round possible Wednesday. And dark cool weather falls later in the week and the weekend. Low pressure may bring showers early next week. And a weak warm front to passage and intended upper level shortwave has allowed for the development of early morning showers and thunderstorms across mainly central and eastern Massachusetts. And this feature has moved offshore and created the precipitation along with it, and therefore outside of some clouds. The bulk of the precipitation should be done for much of the day. The mesoscale got it still features some afternoon stability, which may be able to trigger some isolated showers and storms, so kept perhaps going on previous forecast. Otherwise, adjusted high temperature to the degree of 2 hours, plenty of sunshine, warm and mid-level temperatures should lead to a midly upper 80s and even in Chester 90 in the Connecticut Valley. Overly caveat will be a soft coastal location where soft carbon to the floor will keep temperatures cool during the wind influence. And today, warm front over the Hudson Valley. Early morning will move across New England and warmer, more humid day will move into the west and east. Per the models, the MRS aloft dries out and should allow sufficient sun for the full mix and a mixed forecast between 800 and 850 millibars, with temperatures there forecast to reach 14 to 16 Celsius. This supports maximum SFC temperature in the mid-80s and probably a little warmer than spots. And this annual display has air mass somewhat with totals. In the upper 40s, the surface keeps a 1000 J key G. Some ingredients are there for convection, but not enough to go with the pops here. And we got a slight risk of severe storms from eastern Montana and Wyoming, stretching out for western North Dakota, South Dakota, down from eastern Nebraska, down from southern Minnesota, Iowa, down from Wisconsin, northern Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, and northern Pennsylvania, down to western New York, down to Michigan, and slight risk some larger population centers in the risk area is Chicago, Illinois, Detroit, Michigan, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Cleveland, Ohio, and Omaha, Nebraska. Here. And we get some large hail, temperature winds, and a few tornadoes are possible here. And take a look at eastern Pacific as a disorganized cloudiness and showers located 700 miles southeast of a couple of Mexico now associated with a trail of low pressure overall. Development is not anticipated during the next couple of days. Some ground development of this system is possible later this week with all moves westward, northwest with about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Formation change for 40 days. 40 hours, low, near 0% of formation. Chance for 5 days, medium 30%. Alright. Today's highs, we'll be seeing temperatures around the 80s for much of the region, and some 70s around the Cape and the Islands there. And this spot could see some few spots may reach 90 from the Connecticut River Valley and stretching down for eastern New York, and we could see 90s possible from Metro-West Boston and Merrimack Valley and then southern New Hampshire here. And we got a few strong thunderstorms on tap Tuesday night on Wednesday. 2 rounds of strong storms are possible late Tuesday night and again on Wednesday. Hazards 40-50 mile/hour wind gusts and brief heavy rain and possible impacts down tree branches, lightning strikes and street flooding. Late Tuesday night after midnight from Capital District from Albany, New York down through western and northern Worcester County and western Massachusetts up into southern New Hampshire and southern Vermont. And Wednesday afternoon and evening from southeastern New York and Long Island down to Metro Connecticut, Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts here. Alright, let's take a look at a view outside here. Oh, it's a beautiful morning over the reservoir. A lovely, lovely morning over the reservoir. Okay, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. It goes like this. For today, we are going to see some Putt-to-Size skies high about 85 degrees, southwest with about 8 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, chance of showers with thunderstorms mainly after 1 a.m. Some of the storms produce small hail, gusty winds and heavy rain, patchy fog after 2 a.m. Otherwise, most skies low 64 degrees south with about 5 to 8 miles per hour, chance of precipitation 30%. For Wednesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly after 2 p.m. Some of the storms produce heavy rain, small hail, and gusty winds and patchy fog before 8 a.m. Otherwise, Putt-to-Size skies high under 91 degrees. West wind about 9 to 13 miles per gust side, 24 miles per chance of precipitation 30%. New rain followed by less than 10 minutes. Check some other miles possible thunderstorms. Wednesday night, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Most class skies are low at 65 degrees. West wind about 5 to 8 miles per chance of precipitation 20%. Thursday, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 10 a.m. Putt-to-Size skies high 83 degrees. Northwest wind about 6 miles per chance of precipitation 20%. Thursday night, mostly clear skies low 56 degrees. Friday, sunny skies high 78 degrees. Friday night, mostly clear skies low 55 degrees. Saturday, mostly sunny skies high 75 degrees. Saturday night, Parkland skies low 56 degrees. Sunday, mostly sunny skies high 75 degrees. Sunday night, mostly cloudy skies low 58 degrees. For Monday, chance of showers, mostly cloudy skies high 76 degrees. Chance of precipitation 30%. Birders, what a phrase of the day. Hey, pop this idea and tap and look out for some showers and storms begin Tuesday and Wednesday. Alright, Peter Channel News Time, 8:43, and it's time now for our traffic report here, and let's start it off in Greater Boston, where on the Southeast Expressway is being an earlier accident in Milton on Expressway northbound after exit 11 on Granite Avenue exit. So the Southeast Expressway is bumper to bumper from the Braintree split all the way down to the George Church on the northbound side. Southbound side is Mulan fine here. And we got a couple of accidents on the Mass Pike. First on the Mass Pike, eastbound near BU, and another accident on the Mass Pike near the Alston toll. So Mass Pike is slow to go from 128 western all the way down through the Alston back to tolls, and it's stop and go here. And Mass Pike westbound congestion from Logan Airport and Boston all the way out to Ted Williams still in South Boston here. And Route 1A slow from Revere all the way down East Boston here. And westbound side is a little slow around Newton Corner, and the eastbound slow all the way down to the Natick Mall here, and a stop and go in Mass Pike around Route 9 in Framingham here. And Route 128, an accident on Route 128 North around Route 22 in Beverly, so it's also extra. But alright, you're good to go from Beverly to Gloucester. Feel a little slow around Beverly to Gloucester, but yeah, it's good to go. 128 south, a little slow from Reddit all the way down through Waltham on the southbound side of 128 through the Waltham early accident on Route 128. Southbound at exit 20 at Town Pond Road and Winter Street. Stop and go traffic from exit 32 Route 3 in Burlington. And 128 north, bumper to bumper from 95 and all the way out to the Mass Pike. And 93 north, a little slow from 130 to Kenton all the way down for the Braintree split. 24 north, a little congestion, 139. It's tilted all the way out to 128. And Route 3 north, a little slow from Weymouth all the way down to the Braintree split. And 95 north, a little slow you approach 128 in Norwood and Westwood here. And 495, a little slow from 20 to dead over to 93 to dead over here. On the southbound side, and Route 3 south, a little slow from 495 in Chelsea down to 120 in Burlington here. And 93 a little slow as you approach 120 in Reading. But alright, 93 is good to go from 128 all the way down to the New Hampshire border. 95 north a little good to go from 128 to the New Hampshire border here. And Route 3 a little good from 495 low to the New Hampshire border. And 495 south a little slower at the Route 2 in Littleton due to some branch maintenance of 495 northbound on exit 29 Route 2. And 495 a little slow from 117 to Bolton up as you approach 290 in Marlborough and southbound side of 495 and 495 north a little slow from 85 in Milford all the way out to the Best Pike here. And 95 and 24 are good to go from 128 to the Rhode Island border here. And 495 moving along fine on both sides from Bellingham and all the way down to Wareham. And 495 north of that accident after you passed by exit 6 Route 44 at Middleburg, so it draws us some extra time here. And 140 is modifying from Taunton down in Bedford at 25 is modified from West Wareham to Buzzards Bay, and Route 6 is modified from Sagamore down to New Orleans, and Route 3 modified from Weymouth on to Sagamore, and 20 is modified from Buzzards Bay to Falmouth. And 295 modified from Attleboro down to Warwick, and 95 a little slow from the protected on 126 all the way down for downtown Providence. 610 and through a little congestion from Route 6 down to 95, and 95 good to go from Providence down for the Connecticut border here, and 95 good to go from Wesley to the Attleboro here, and 37 good to go from Cranston on to Warwick, and 95 south an accident as you approach exit 10A, which is Route 117 in Warwick, so try to have some extra time here. And the Newport Bridge at 138 a little slow run in the Newport area, so try some extra time. That's the page here with you for a good day with a good positive attitude here. And I will see you for the Weather Magician at 5 o'clock on the MBTA commuter train on the way to Boston to go to Fenway Park to attend the Red Sox game against the Minnesota Twins with Dale Wiggins, Peter, and Paul Vitale. Have a good day and